We just went to pick up the newest members of the crew from the vet. This little mommy cat was going to be euthanized for space at our city shelter, so one of the ladies from our local Pet Pals program reached out to see if we could help. She and Ekko, one of her kittens, tested positive for FIV, otherwise known as feline AIDS. And with black cats having higher rates of euthanasia in shelters, the deck was stacked against her. I don't think she had an actual name before, so we're gonna call her Miss Dior. Shinobu is so excited to meet a new friend, especially one who looks like him. She was probably still pretty sedated at this point, but ready to come check out her new home. She just got her spay done, so we're gonna keep her in the intake cage for the most part while she heals up so she doesn't hurt herself. FIV is extremely common. I always wonder how many people's cats have it and they have no clue. For those that don't know, TNR stands for Trap, Neuter, Release, but personally I like to go the extra mile. Because I know how common these things are, I get them a snap test for FIV and leukemia, so that I don't accidentally release sick cats back out that go and infect everyone else. In the case of FIV, we don't have any effective vaccines or treatments in North America, so you can't vaccinate against it or get rid of it once they have it. So it's pretty unethical to release them if they test positive. With all that being said, FIV is one of the more manageable diseases that they contract, so it is a shame to see how few people are willing to take them on. A substantial portion of cats with AIDS live completely unaffected lives, and die of totally unrelated things well off into the future. And then I remember how we treated people with AIDS, and quite frankly, I don't know why I would expect anything else. And that's where we come into play. Shelters are, and have been for a very long time now, in crisis. As much as I wish no animal had to be euthanized, I also understand that resources are sparse and choices have to be made. Shelter and rescue workers are routinely asked to choose between sick or injured animals who are unlikely to find a home in the near future and perfectly adoptable ones who, if you don't take, the owner is threatening to abandon somewhere where they will almost certainly suffer and die, or to just kill them outright. There are 50 to 80 million homeless pets on the street, and nowhere to go with them all. Unfortunately, shelter space isn't infinite, and money trees only grow in Kendrick Lamar songs, so please do not give these shelters a hard time for it. I hear so much criticism of shelters for euthanizing, and not enough criticism of the people who tossed them to the winds in the first place. Okay, end of tangent. I'm really hoping we can find them suitable homes in the near future. Between our network of people and the Pet Pals program, we should have this one in the bag, though. Ekko is such a tiny little baby. I think they said she's between 8 and 12 weeks old. She's got a little crusty eye and sounds like she might have a bit of an upper respiratory infection, but they've got her on the same antibiotics my kittens had when they got sick with silent pneumonia last year, so at least I'm already familiar with how it all works. I'll definitely have to get the eye wipes out and see if we can't get them cleaned up, but she looks super good otherwise. She's very happy to be here and loving all the exciting new stuff to play with. Since Dior was just spayed, I wanted to be extra careful with her while I was getting her weight. She was 5.5 pounds and struggling with dehydration issues, so we're gonna give them some HydroCare, and I noticed the little one has diarrhea, so I'm gonna add a dash of probiotics to their food as well. She's going to need a good handful of wet wipe baths before she comes out of her cage permanently. I think she peed herself while she was waiting for me to pick her up from the vet, so her fur is a bit rough at the moment, but we'll get her fixed up in no time. I used up most of my kitten supplies on Squiggy's kittens, so I don't have much on hand at the moment. I need to grab some kitten food and probably get a new box of oral dosing syringes and some extra churros to mix in with her antibiotics. I think I'll add a bunch of kitten stuff to their wish list and make a post on Blue Sky for anyone who wants to help us out. I always try really hard to make sure that I don't take on anything I can't handle myself, but it is so nice having all the extra support from the community. It makes it way less stressful not having to supply everything alone like I used to, and I can kind of focus more on taking care of everybody, rather than figuring out how I'm going to afford everything. Who would have P.S. Shinobu would make such a great foster dad. He's been so gentle with her for the most part, barring a few face slaps that were a bit much. He's really enjoying having a kitten to run around and play with. Papa and Toofus are old and grumpy, so they get annoyed when he chases them around like this. He wants to play with Dior so bad too, but he just doesn't understand that she had surgery. Shobu!
What?
You know what?
Huh?
You know what?
I don't know what.
He's slapping this kitty in the face.
Oh. Poor little kitty.
I know. Oh shit, she jumped in his face. Bobo, be nice. You go, girl. You get him. I just want to take a second to thank our city shelter for everything they do despite having very little to do it with. Our lovely Humane Society Pet Pals program for always doing the absolute most and looking out for so many cats that would otherwise have no one. And all our amazing supporters that send things to the kitties from their wish list or donate your hard-earned money to help these guys. It makes such a massive difference, not only in their lives but also mine. Thank you guys so much.